up, everybody? We are getting ready for Gospelfest that is coming up August 23rd through the 27th, taking place at Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. And if you haven't heard about it, this is going to be a very, very large event that you're going to want to be a part of. I want to go ahead and tell you who the headline group's going to be. You ready? There it is. The Gatlin Brothers. The Gatlin Brothers are going to be there on Saturday night. They will also be joined by the Hoppers, the Chuck Wagon Gang, the Inspirations, Gold City, Troy Burns Family, Carolina, New Ground, the Wilmington Celebration Choir, and just added this week, there is going to be a sisters reunion. You remember the Roops? They're going to be there, and Mama's going to be there. So we're so excited, and we want you to go ahead and get your tickets right now just by going to gospelfest.co. But tonight, this is what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the talent competition, because this is going to be one of those events that if you're a soloist or an artist that you're going to want to be a part of. And so this is a pretty big deal. We're talking over $12,000 worth of stuff that you can win. And one of the guys that's helping put that all together is Mr. Corey Pearson. There he is, right there. That's him right there. What's up, Corey?
What's up, Mick?
So now, a lot of people will remember you from your days with the Diplomats traveling. And how many years were the Diplomats on the road?
They were on the road for 50 plus years, but I traveled with my dad for 34 years.
Wow.
I started when I was 10 years old.
My goodness. And of course, your dad passed and you decided it was time to just hang it up. And so now you're in church work, but your little side gig that is probably bigger than any gig you've ever had is that you're in the recording business. How did that come about?
I started messing around with recording stuff when I was about 11 years old and played on my first record, actually, when I was 11 years old, which was probably really horrible. Thank God it was Dad, so he didn't, wasn't too bad. But, yeah, I work for several record companies and publishing companies where I do a lot of demo work for songwriters, do tons of that. And honestly, I've been playing on sessions most of my life, a lot of the local Alabama, Georgia, and Florida area. And now Jeremy Pearson and I started Farmhouse Production just because he's been in the industry a long time, in recording a long time, and I as well. My part is I sit on the other side of the glass a lot of times behind the piano or bass guitar, but mainly piano, producing the tracks and session leading, and then doing some vocal producing as well. So we kind of teamed together and started our own venture out there, and it's been crazy, Mickey. It's been busy.
One of the things that I think the artists of today need to realize is that the opportunity to get a top notch, and when I say top notch,
yeah,
you're able to go into the studio now and you're
right.
able to get the exact type recording that your favorite artist of all time would get. It wasn't always that way. Used to, you would have to be able to get a recording contract. You had to have a major record label love you enough to bring you in, willing to spend that kind of money on you. You had a lot to prove. You had a lot to sell. But nowadays, that's not the case. You can get as good of a project as you're willing to pay for. And that's because of talents like Corey Pearson that allows you to be able to do that. And Corey, the thing I like about you guys is that it's kind of a fraction of the cost, because you get the exact same level of talent, but you're not gouging everybody with your prices.
Well, here's the thing, Mickey, at the end of it, because coming from where I came from, you've got to be able to recoup your money. Mm-hmm. You've got to be able to sell your product. And we know today's days, people don't sell as much product as they used to with streaming costs, right? Mm-hmm. So streaming, you have to really be up on the streaming, which will help get your iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, all that stuff. But you want to be able to recoup your money from your CD sales. So and I don't know. I used to tell Dad this all the time. I wish I could meet the person who's decided, let's sell 3 CDs for $20. I've never been to a country concert or a contemporary Christian worship concert where they literally got up and said, tonight's deal, we're going to give you 3 CDs for $20. Nope, it ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. So,
here's the one thing, though, when you bring that up, they don't even sell their CDs at their concerts.
No, they got a merch guy.
You get a T-shirt, and maybe that's it. The tour T-shirt, exactly right. And that's usually it. So it is a different brand of music and the way we do things. I'm going to put you on the spot for just a second because I want to see, when we're talking about talent contest winners, we're talking about artists that may have never been in the studio, not day one. They may not even understand the process. They may not even understand what all goes into making a project. With all the artists that you have worked with and you have produced with, what would you say is the one thing or maybe a couple of things that people will say, man, I just didn't realize this when I was going into this? What is one lesson you think they've taken away from going through the process that maybe these people need to know before they start it?
Well, my opinion is pre-production, because the pre-production part of it, which we're going to help on this as well some, but people want to get in there and just do it like the artists do it, and which is fine if that's what they want, or take the time, spend a little of the extra money to really make it your own as an artist. That's where the term artist comes from. You're taking it and making it your own. What you're coming up with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the pre-production part of it, and honestly, even post-production stuff of it, like the edits, the tuning, because let's be honest, in studio world today, people don't sing on pitch.
There it is. I was wondering if you were going to say it.
Well, I mean, I'm just being honest.
I think
I'm sorry, even though on pitch is live, but it's like I told my dad. I said, "Man, what is the difference between all those years ago, like when you listen to like the old quartets and those old records where they all recorded at the same time?" Mm-hmm. He said, "Because we rehearsed over and over and over and over. They created their blends, they created their sound." And not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because listen, we can fix a whole lot of mess in the studio. I mean, especially if you listen to Taylor Swift live or listen to her records. But
there it is.
That's neither there nor
there. It is.
But I'm just saying.
Did y'all say that? He just dropped it. Corey Pearson is letting you know right now. Here's what he's telling you. He's telling you that Mickey Bell could have a singing career as long as he never sang live and he only recorded.
100%.
100%.
Hey, listen, I promise you the Diplomats record, I smoked the tuner. You hear what I'm saying? I smoked the tuner.
Let me just say, there's a reason why I tell jokes for a living, Corey.
Well, not Mickey.
No auto-tune. Listen, here's what I want to do. If you got time, we're going to move through this, but I want the people to understand that if you're signing up for the talent contest, which you can do right there at gospelfest.co, I want you to kind of explain just briefly, because I don't want to take up all your time. You talked a little bit about pre-production, which is what is included with the Farmhouse production recording package that you can win if you win the talent contest. But let's talk a little bit about music tracking. You say that you guys are going to give away 8 songs, overdub recording that includes the piano, keys, bass guitar, electric guitar, other things, grade A session musicians, tracking engineer and producer included. Kind of give just a brief overview of why that's important to the individual that wins this contest.
Well, honestly, it's the players that I use are players that's playing on other people's records. I mean, from harmonica to steel guitar to electric guitar, acoustic, piano. It's not plug-ins. We're not using virtual musicians or virtual instruments. We're using real people to play these real tracks. So, it's not cookie cutter. It's not being recorded from somebody's keyboard in their, you know what I'm saying, in their bedroom.
Absolutely.
It's some thought and process going into it, and plugins and stuff are great. I mean, we use them on records all the time, but this is going to be like four guys recording their instruments. So,
And you can tell a difference.
oh, you can tell a huge difference. It's not one guy creating all the tracks. I've got some of my best friends in the world who are incredible studio musicians that make a living doing tracks for people, and they do every single instrument, and they do it to the best. I'm not that talented. I can't.
And sometimes from their home.
Yes. And
just sitting down at the computer.
And they have spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on plugins that are incredible, you know. So this is not a Casio recording coming out with a headphone jack out into your grandma's tape cassette, because I've done that before too back in the day.
How much is that recording project, Corey? That's the one. That's probably my budget right there.
Well, if you can find a tape cassette and a tape, I mean, I've been to a lot of Dollar Generals because that's where I shop with my budget, and I ain't found one yet. So, but
here's
Mickey,
the thing.
You know what? Just for
Go
you,
ahead,
buddy. Just for you, I'll find one somewhere.
That's what I need. My new recording. Listen, here's the thing, though. And a lot of people may not get this until they actually experience it. There is something about the chemistry when you put all of the musicians in one room and they start working together and they start putting each of their own talent into that track and into that song. There is something that is captured on your recording that is yours. It's not something that's just duplicated from what another group recorded. That is the chemistry that they came together and they were able to produce for you and your song. There's just nothing like it.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And it separates, it just separates from other recordings. So
one of the things that he's going to include, including all the editing and the mixing, the mastering, you are even talking about digital distribution, which is something that is brand new that even some of the mainstay artists don't even understand. They have people that do it for them.
There's like 120 or 125 plus different types of streaming sources out there. Apple Music, Spotify, like I said earlier, Pandora, Amazon, I think it's Amazon MP3 or something like that. Then you have YouTube, and then you got Grandma Farmer John's YouTube page, and so you got all of that kind of stuff, out there. That we're going to help point you in that direction, so that also not only are you getting your product out there and your message of the gospel out there, but you're also help you get some form of a return back on an investment that you didn't make. So either way, we're going to help you out as much as possible. And then we're offering all this to you, and it's also, there's other things that if you want to do, add. Here's a great opportunity for a group to get involved and say, hey, if we win this thing, we've got this already in. We can take a little extra money and put toward it, and we can up our record big time.
Oh,
and
goodness, yes.
You don't get you don't get a Guardians or a Gaither Vocal Band record. I mean, we're talking about when people hear those records and they'll say, well, we want ours to sound like that. Well, okay, what you're going to need to do is sell your brand new Chevrolet Silverado and get that money, and then sell your wife's Pontiac.
Exactly.
And with a tape cassette, because I need a tape cassette. But you're going to have to put some money into it, because I mean you're talking $60,000, $75,000, $80,000 for records and stuff like that.
And then you got to also put in the time to get that done. You're not going to get that done in one weekend or in one or two sessions of doing vocals.
No, you're talking about weeks, a week of tracking and weeks of vocals and weeks of mastering and mixing and editing. And, you got all that kind of stuff that goes into that. But we're going to give you a good project, a really good project that you can be proud of in a quick return. and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Jeremy Peace is very, very perfectionist when it comes to it. I've seen him mix things and edit things as if he was editing his own vocal. So when
Wow.
you have somebody doing that, because I mean, we all listen. I've sang on demos, tons of demos and records and background vocals, and even with the Diplomat singing and stuff like that. I never sang anything that I like. You know what I mean? I always
Exactly.
go back and redo. But that's Jeremy. He's very particular on that kind of stuff, and I'm glad, because a lot of times we get in the quick mind. Oh, that's just good enough. I'll fix it later. But
Mhm.
we want to give the artist the best quality for what they can give. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And the one thing about this industry, not just in this genre, but the industry of recording, is there are a lot of people out there that will take your money and not give you what you paid for. They will try to take advantage of you. They try to play on you and tell you you're really better than you really are. But the thing that I love about Corey is the fact that he's going to be honest with you, but he's going to help you produce exactly what you need and what you want. He's going to be upfront with you about it. And if you are sitting here listening going, I have no idea what they're talking about, they're talking over my head when they're talking about distribution and mastering and editing, that's fine. That's what this guy's for. And that's the reason this package is so valuable, is because not only are you getting a project, but you're getting their mindset. You're getting everything that they've done, all these years of experience, to be thrown into your group or your solo career so that you can get the project that you want. So Corey, this is awesome that you guys are doing this. This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to hear what you end up with, what we send your way, and what you end up with at the end of the day. But thank you so much for what you're doing for
Yeah.
Gospelfest and what you're doing for these artists.
Hey, we're looking forward to it, and thank Jeff and everybody for the opportunity to let our company be a part of this, because even though I don't sing and travel in gospel music anymore, I have very, very deep roots. And, I have a lot of friends in this industry, as yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Mickey. We've worked together many times. And I'll be honest with you, my life is blessed and great because I have met people like you and
Oh,
other
wow.
people in this industries that I've made friends with. And in my opinion, gospel music still has the greatest talent by far. I mean, just when not only through song and heart when people sing, but the talent of people that are out there is still amazing to me.
Man, that is so awesome. Thank you for saying that. Farmhouse Productions. Now, if someone is listening to this and maybe they're not signing up for the vocal contest, maybe they don't qualify for that, they can't get there, but maybe they're interested in learning more about your company, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Well, you can go to Farmhouse. We have a Facebook page. Everybody does Facebook now, social
Absolutely.
media. So Facebook, Farmhouse Production. You can find us on Facebook. You can go to my personal page on Facebook, Corey Pearson. You can find this ugly mug right here. It's got my face and my beautiful wife and my beautiful daughter on there.
Oh,
But
good
you can
selling
find
point.
that. You can Facebook message me. You can send me an email at cp76production@gmail.com. Any way you want to get a hold of me, and we can help you any way you want as far as your recording needs. And man, I mean, if you need some advice, and like I said, I work for several different record companies that are great guys and great people. And if you're looking for songs, we can help you find your songs with a lot of the publishing companies we work with too. So, yeah, I'm not stingy. We all got to work together.
I love it. I love it. Corey Pearson with Farmhouse Productions, a part of Gospelfest this year. Corey, thank you so much for spending some time with us and for partnering with Gospelfest and Jeff Sneed and these artists that are going to be participating. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Bubba. Love you, man.
Love you, Corey Pearson. He's the man right there. He's the man. That is what is taking place at Gospelfest this year. So if you're a soloist, you're a group, and you're just interested, and thinking, you know what, that might be fun, winning a recording project that not only that I get the product itself, but I get the knowledge of what someone else has been through and done. Corey Pearson's the man. I'm telling you, you want him producing your project. And so I want you to go to gospelfest.co right now, and I want you to register. Gospelfest.co. Go ahead and register and be a part of everything that is taking place when it comes to the vocal competition. In addition to that, the Singing News and God See Media is going to be giving away a concept video and promotional package. So you're talking about a concept video, you're getting 50 30-second ads on Singing News Radio, you're getting a Singing News half-page graphical page in the Singing News, a feature in the email newsletter, also some social media posts. You're going to get to open for the Gatlin Brothers on Saturday night if you win the competition. So it's all of this in one, and it comes out to be way over $12,000 worth of prizes that you're going to win just for being a part of the Gospel Fest talent contest. So the first step you have to take is make the decision to do it. So go right now to gospelfest.co, gospelfest.co. We want to see you at Gospelfest August 23rd through August 27th.